I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I genuinely believe that Jada Pinkett Smith is a very wicked woman, bro. I'm gonna be completely honest, okay? Now, aside from the fact that I believe that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith sold themselves to the industry and even sacrificed their children to continue their fame and success in the industry, it takes a very particular type of woman to cheat on her husband with her son's best friend. Really take time to think about that. Jada Pinkett Smith cheated on Will Smith with her son's best friend. That is wicked, bro. That is absolutely insane to me. But today's video, we're about to be watching this video and exposing Jada Pinkett Smith for apparently practicing secret witchcraft behind closed doors and actually controlling the family. Because honestly speaking, we can tell by the red table talks and the conversations that we've exposed in the past between Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith that Jada Smith literally runs the family. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't really seem like Will Smith wears the pants in the family. And if it's because of witchcraft, we're gonna be finding out today, okay? Make sure you guys do leave a like down below and subscribe. But let's get into this video.
In the bigger scope of the spiritual spectrum, when we can embrace our own shadow, it decreases, it dissipates that negative energy that's put into shadow. Embracing our own shadows, what does that even mean? Okay, does anyone else get the Jezebel and King Ahab vibes when it comes to Will Smith and Jada Pinkett? And if not that, does anyone feel like Jada has some sort of spell cast over Will and even her own kids, Willow and Jaden? Because that is what the streets are saying. So, for a long time, a lot of people have said that they do not understand the kind of hold that Jada has over Will. And while Jada has not been spotted actually practicing witchcraft or actually casting a spell, there are some things she has said and done that have made many suspicious of her. And y'all, I think we can agree that things like these are pretty common in Hollywood. You know, Illuminati, sacrifices, mind control, etc. Anyway, back to the questionable things she has said. In the On Purpose podcast, Shetty said that he felt like he had known Jada from different lifetimes, and Jada said that it was very possible. She also said that she and
When you find a charcoal toothpaste that epically whitens your smile, you might find yourself...
Did you just take a selfie with our toothpaste?
No.
They had previously had different conversations that she wasn't comfortable speaking about just yet. Then she went ahead and talked about her ego and death and how people should embrace their shadows. I don't have the ground under my feet.
She a witch!
In the way in which my ego wants, but what I have learned is that the ground under my feet is that of a higher source. That's the only ground to walk on. Also, have you ever noticed how on social media, Jada talks a lot about the positive vibration of love, and she even once shared her daily spiritual routine, which involves waking up at 5:30 to do a 30-minute chant and then meditate. I have to admit that those are not things a lot of people
I'm not gonna lie to you, there has always been a part of me that when I see her head, when I see her round, bald head, you know what I'm saying? When I see her round, bald head, I just wanna grab that motherfucker. I don't even know why.
And if indeed she has Will under a spell, then that would explain a lot of things, at least for some people. For instance, it would explain how Will goes back and forth about the true nature of their relationship, like saying there has never been infidelity in their marriage, yet we've all seen the receipts.
You both have talked very candidly. It's a very famous story, infidelity in the marriage and how you navigated that time.
There's never been infidelity in our marriage.
Never been infidelity in the marriage?
Never. Jada and I talk about everything, and we have never surprised one another with anything ever.
Will Smith really said with a straight face that there has never been infidelity in his marriage and that Jada has never surprised him about anything? Does that mean that August Alsina was right when he said that Will actually gave them his blessings when he was sleeping with Jada?
I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation due to the transformation from their marriage to life partnership that they've spoken on several times, and it, not involving romanticism. He gave me his blessing.
And the craziest part was actually
My boy is, huh? My boy Will Smith? That is wicked to me, bro. That is crazy to me. I don't believe that August was saying his line. I believe that's the truth. That's crazy.
agreeing to be interviewed by Jada about the same thing.
We all been cheated on. Everybody in here been cheated on. None of us have ever been interviewed by the person that cheated on us on television.
Honestly, it's either Will was under a spell the whole time, or he actually gave August and Jada his blessing, because Jada had probably already manipulated him into being in an open relationship. For reference, there was a time when she told...
You see what I'm saying, though? Like, y'all don't just want to just real quick... I'm sorry for keep posting the video, but that is a clean shave. That is a very clean shave. Close to the scalp. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
Post live. I've always told Will, you can do whatever you want as long as you can look at yourself in the mirror and be okay. Because at the end of the day, Will is his own man. I'm here as his partner, but he is his own man. He has to decide who he wants to be, and that's not for me to do for him, or vice versa. Then in a 2021 interview with GQ, Will said something similar, saying, "We have given each other trust and freedom, with the belief that everybody has to find their own way. And marriage for us can't be a prison. And I don't suggest our road for anybody, but the experiences, that the freedoms that we've given one another, and the unconditional support, to me, is the highest definition of love." Okay. Anyway, for me, if there's one thing that sealed the witchcraft rumors, it was the slap that was felt across the globe involving Chris Rock at the Oscars. I mean, at first, Will seemed to be okay with the joke Chris made about Jada, and even smiled when Chris made the joke. But after he looked at Jada and their eyes met, Will quickly walked on stage and slapped the fire out of Chris. In fact, in video footage that was recorded by a member of the Oscars audience, Will could be seen storming off the stage and sitting back in his seat after slapping Chris. And the video appeared to show Jada's head tilting forward with laughter. Pure evil, y'all. Nothing else can explain that for sure. And if you ask Jaguar Wright, she believes that Will only did that because he was under Jada's control.
Or maybe because she's looking a little hocus pocus these days too. Is it alopecia? Or was it like, entrance into the club? I don't know.
Plus, Jada has also made it very clear that she never wanted to get married to Will. There was actually a video from 2018 where Jada stated that she never wanted her marriage and that she had been forced to marry Will Smith because she was pregnant.
I was under so much pressure, being a young actress, being young, and I was just like pregnant. And I was just like, I didn't know what to do, but I just knew. I was like, I never wanted to be married.
And this is just what's on the internet, guys. Just imagine the other things Will has had to go through behind closed doors. Let's even leave Will aside, because Jada has apparently not just been controlling him, but the entire family. First, there's how Jada convinced Will to abandon his first son, who people rarely talk about.
But in the first couple of years of Trey's life, because Cherie and I were divorced, I think my desire to never have my son see me in that way made me more absent as a father.
Jada also convinced Will to raise Willow and Jaden the way she wanted. Then there's how Willow and Jaden behave in ways that people say is definitely not normal. Jada has actually influenced a lot of their decisions, like Willow's choice to be polyamorous.
With polyamory, I feel like the main foundation is the freedom to be able to create a relationship style that works for you, and not just stepping into monogamy because that's.
Do you hear how she's just like speak?
Commercials are meant to be 30 seconds, but this one is only 15. Because these fries cook in half the time. McCain Quick Cook Fries. They cook in half the time.
Expedia members save on travel.
The way that her mother speaks, you know what I mean? Like she just sounds the way that her mother sounds. That right there is a number one red flag. Everyone raises their children differently, but it is now a theory that modern day sacrifice is giving your children up to this whole gay agenda, this whole emasculation of man agenda, which is why we see Willow Smith the way that she is, which is why we see Jaden Smith the way that he is, the reason why we see Dwayne Wade's son the way that he is. All of these celebrities nowadays, their children are becoming they, thems, and all this extra stuff. That is like the new form of sacrifice, all right?
Says it's the right thing to do.
Right.
So I was like, how can I structure the way that I approach relationships with that in mind?
Yeah. Speaking of Willow, there's a letter in which Willow states that she thought Tupac was the only one who could make her family happy. In the letter, Willow also stated that she knew Tupac was alive someplace and asked him to go back to them so that she and Jada could be happy. Now I'm assuming that if Willow picked up on this, Will must have known the same thing for years, that he will never truly make Jada happy. And yet he still chooses to stay with her. Even after Will wrote in his memoir, in the beginning of our relationship, my mind was tortured by their connection. He was Pac and I was me. I hated that I wasn't what he was in the world, and I suffered a raging jealousy. I wanted Jada to look at me like that. If she chose me over Tupac, there was no way I could be a coward. I have rarely felt more validated. I was in a room with Tupac on multiple occasions, but I never spoke to him. The way Jada loved Pac rendered me incapable of being friends with him. Somebody tell me what it means to stay in that marriage if it's not witchcraft. And Jaden, that one has been a whole mess. Remember when Jaden wanted to get emancipated at 15 and Jada was like,
and I remember thinking to myself, as devastated as I was like, he's right.
Yeah.
The time is now. He's 15. It's time for him to leave the house.
There's also the other stuff he's been doing over the years that people say is not normal. And let me not even begin with the multiple allegations about how Will and Jada sleep with young men in their house.
They're both bisexual. They do weird things in their house. And young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship.
Please tell me you see how their relationship cannot be normal. Do you also suspect that Jada may have some sort of...
That's crazy, bro. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this right here. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.